Alright, Sam. So, you just bought a truck and a PlayStation 5.
Yep.
Tell the camera your experience.
I lost all my money, or most of my money. And I only have like 80 something bucks left, 82 bucks left.
So, I'm going to teach you a little thing called credit score.
I've heard that before. Don't you have like a high one?
Yeah. Shh, not on camera. Don't let these guys know.
Sorry, we'll cut that out.
It's against the rules.
Sorry, I didn't know. We'll cut
Illegal.
it out. But no.
Okay, so we're going to talk about good credit and bad credit.
No.
So what if I told you, depending on your credit score, the cheaper the interest rate is?
Wait, there's one thing I know. Isn't it the more debt you're in, the lower credit score you have or something like that?
Not necessarily.
Or the more money you spend and you like, or the more loans you use or whatever? Isn't it something like that?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
So, in essence, if you are good at utilizing debt and you're not a risky person, you get a better credit score. Okay? That is the most simplest term I can give. So we're going to play a game. Good credit score versus bad.
That sounds fun.
Okay? Go ahead, give me the first sheet of paper. Okay. So Sam.
Can I look?
Yep.
Okay.
So Sam used a credit card to purchase a $500 PlayStation 5 with a $50 minimum. Okay. Now below is two options. Are you going to purchase it when you have a good credit score or a bad credit score? Let's see. So if it's $500 and you make the $50 minimum payment, this is the results. Don't look at it, son.
Okay.
So Sam, you have a credit score of 600. Your interest rate is $24.99. Tell the camera how much you're paying.
Like for this?
Yep. Tell them your interest rate and tell them your credit score, tell them your interest rate and how much you owe.
My interest rate is 24.99%. And my interest rate is $66.46, and my credit score is 600.
Okay. Now let's say if you were 800 credit score.
Oh, that's a lot lower.
What's your new interest rate?
So my new interest rate is 18.99%, and my and it costs $48.60.
So he basically almost saves $20 by just having a better credit score.
That's good.
See the difference?
What if I have like 1,000?
Why is it like that? Can you tell me why?
I don't know why, but my guess is that because like you're in debt and stuff and you keep on buying stuff with a bad credit score, and they're trying to make you stop doing that, and they want you to have a good credit score so you could do that or something like that.
So basically the good credit score just stated that you're a trustful person and you're less risky and you make all of your payments, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
What if
Next one.
What if I had a credit score like in 700 or something? Is that
It
good or
might be
bad?
somewhere in between. And we'll talk about that after.
Okay.
Now, here we go. Sam gets an auto loan for $20,000 and it's a 6-year loan. Okay? Now let's show him the bad first. But okay. Sam, So I checked. At this current time, it's a good range for somebody with a bad credit score, and it's a good range for somebody with a good credit score. Per my checking online. Not 100% accurate, but here we go. So look at bad credits, $600. I mean, bad credit, 600 score. What's your interest rate? Tell the camera.
$16 or 16.24%.
And how much interest do you pay after 6 years?
$11,000, $426 dollars and 84 cents.
And the last example, if you remember, do you remember your payment? That was that was a 5-year loan at 10%. This is a 6-year at 16%. Okay. Now the good score.
Dang, I pay a lot less. So I do 7.66%, and I owe $5,009.48.
So he basically saved
$6,000.
a little over six. He saved almost 6,500.
Just by having good credit score.
And why?
Because they trust me more.
And you're less riskier.
Yeah.
And you make all of your payments on time.
Oh, that's why people who have bad credit
Last
score
one.
have it.
So we talked about credit card. We talk about auto loans. Now let's talk about a mortgage. Do you remember what a mortgage is?
Isn't it like yearly payment for a house or something like
It's
that?
a monthly payment that you pay on a house.
Oh.
That is amortized for how many years you get it, right?
Okay.
So in this example,
I'll look away just in case.
so Sam, you're getting a $350,000. That's a decent to a good house in Yakima. And we're getting the standard 30-year loan.
Okay.
Okay? Ready for the bad versus the good?
Can I see the good?
See.
Oh, the bad.
Okay. Okay, here's the bad versus the good. Okay. We're going to go down line for line. So what's the good credit score?
800.
What's the bad credit score?
600.
Okay. Look at the interest rates.
Not too much off, but still better. It's 7,
Not too much of a difference.
but it's still better. Good credit score is still better.
Okay. You see the auto loan? A little wrinkly. If you remember that, that's a huge difference. That's almost double, right?
That is double.
Yep, it is double. You are right. Next, sorry, it's all wrinkly. We're gonna run with it. And look at this, the interest rate on this.
It was a 6% difference.
It's a 6% difference. Do you know why it's not difference huge?
For mortgage?
Yeah, why is it not huge between a good credit score and a bad?
Because you pay a lot?
No, because at the end, if you don't pay it, they get the house.
Oh.
They get their money back.
Oh, yeah.
So it's less risk. For a car, a lot could happen to a car, right?
Yeah.
So it's really risky.
It could blow up.
And credit card, you can just stop paying it. That's ultimate risky.
It is.
Credit card.
Yeah.
If you stop paying it,
That's risky.
yep. But they could take the car back, but it could be all scratched up and damaged, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they might not be able to sell it to pay back what you borrowed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mortgage, they have a house.
Yeah.
So less interest rate deduction. I wanted to show that because that is a very valuable lesson. Now look at the payment difference.
Ooh, that's good.
So what's the monthly, Sam, for the good?
The good is $2,382.87.
What's the bad?
$2,595.07.
So it's over $200. Is that a huge difference?
Can be.
It can be. That $200 goes a long way,
Mm-hmm.
right? Depending on how much money you make, that $200 goes a long way. That's your gas for a month, right?
Yeah.
That's your maybe up to week and a half of groceries gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
That could be your electric bill for the house.
Ooh,
That's like
a lot.
that's your cell phone bill for 3 months.
I mean, that would be kind of good.
That's your internet for 2 months.
That's
So
also
that
good.
$200 could make a lot of difference to somebody, right?
Yeah, big difference.
Now, what happens with that interest rate over 30 years?
Oh my gosh. So it's $584,223.61 for the bad credit score.
So he pays almost $585,000 in interest over 30 years.
That's a lot of money.
How much was your house again?
350,000.
So you're paying almost double in interest,
Yep, because my bad credit score.
but look at the good.
That's a big difference. 507,833 point, or 507,833.53.
So he roughly saved.
$77,000.
It doesn't look like a big interest. You said it yourself. But over 30 years of paying that interest?
That's $77,000 about.
So that just tells you what happens between 1 year and 30 years. It's a huge difference.
It is.
So if he had a good credit score, he saves 80,000. 80,000 divided by 30 years?
80,000 divided by 30 years. Oh, that's a lot. Let's do.
It's roughly, he saves. You can do the math, you could use the calculation, but
20, 25, I don't know.
a little bit over 2,600 a year.
Oh,
2,600 is a nice trip to the Philippines and back. At least the plane tickets.
Let's go to the Philippines.
That's what you lost in a year. It doesn't look much, but that's how much interest you lost extra from having bad credit card. Now, our final thought.
What if I had like 900 credit score, or 800 max?
So I'm gonna teach you in the most basic terms of what makes a good and bad credit score.
Okay.
Okay? If you miss a payment, is that good or bad?
Bad.
Bad, so what happens?
Your credit score would lower. Or
Because
go
you're
down.
risky, right?
Yeah.
They don't trust you. What happens if you have a credit card, right? And it's 2,000. What if you use all 2,000 on the credit card?
Bad.
Why?
Well, no. Good. Or it could be both. If you don't pay it off, it's bad. But if you pay it off, it's good.
Okay. So we talked about missed payment. Missed payment's bad. In your scenario, he says that it might be good as bad. To me, it's bad. You know what it means?
That's an extra $2,000.
I just gave you a credit card, and you used it all.
Oh.
That's pretty risky for a person, isn't it?
Mhm.
So if you use only $200 and pay it back, $200 and pay it back, would you trust that guy more that only uses $200 a month and pays it back?
Yeah. But what if, like, I spent all of the money, but then I pay it back every month or whatever?
I'm thinking that you spend so much money the day you lose your job. I lost 2,000. I'd rather lose 200 than 2,000.
Yeah.
Now, let's say, who do you trust more? A person who's been using credit cards for 1 year or 10 years and pays it all back? They both have good history. They've been paying every month. Who do you trust? Tell the camera.
10 years. Because
10
he's
years.
been paying it back more.
So credit card age is another factor. So missed payments, if you make 100% payments, you're good. If you're not using all of your credit cards, number 2. And number 3, if what?
You pay it all back. Wait.
What was that last option? Let's see if he remembers.
Use debit. Well, no. Work an extra year.
Has more years of experience utilizing credit cards.
That's kind of why. Oh.
Okay. Number 4, we're going to talk about another option too that affects your credit score. Let's say I get a loan to buy a truck. Okay. Compared to a person who gets a loan to get a truck, who gets a loan to get a student loan, who gets a loan to buy a couch, who gets a loan to buy
A PlayStation 5.
PlayStation 5, who gets also another loan
To buy an
For-
Apple Vision Pro.
for
House.
landscaping, and then gets a mortgage.
I wouldn't trust that person.
Why?
Because he's constantly getting loans. And that's basically saying he doesn't have enough money, so he's just going to get loans over and over and over and over again.
So what if he gets one loan and then he takes a year to pay it off and gets another loan and takes a year to pay it off? Which one's more trusty, that person or has 6 different loans?
That person. The one who has
So,
one loan every
I
year.
just proved
Something like that.
that a kid can understand credit score. If you have common sense, you should know how to have a good credit score. All right. Any final thoughts for the video, Sam?
What if you had like a credit score over 900?
Okay, good question.
Oh, 850. So if I had 850, doing the math, because I saved 200 on one of them. I forgot which thing. I would save 250 or something.
So you know what credit score means to me?
So
Credit score doesn't equate to you being smart or rich. Maybe smart a little bit, but it doesn't equate to you being rich.
yeah,
It just says that I'm good at paying back my debt.
and good at like not.
So
being
that's
backstabbing.
just saying I'm this good at paying back my debt.
Hmm?
Is that the best idea? Yes,
No.
if you want to buy a house, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody has enough cash to buy a $350,000 house like that.
Except
If
for
you make
like,
$50,000 a year,
except for billionaires, they have probably enough.
if you
money.
make $50,000 a year, you spend $40,000 on groceries, electricity bills, food. You only have $10,000. Are you gonna wait 35 years to buy a house in cash?
I'll try to.
No,
But no.
because by the time you save that, the actual house is worth $800,000 now. Now you have to save $800,000. It's maybe an impossible game of catch up.
Dang.
So don't do that. Credit score is going to help you buy a house at the cheapest price per month, right? Same thing with a car. Not everyone can buy cash.
Wait, not.
Not everyone can buy $20,000 in cash, but they might be able to buy a car for $5,000 in cash.
How can you buy cash?
Oh,
That's-
sorry, buy a car in cash.
Oh, you said not everyone can buy a car with, or can buy
That's
a car
alright.
in cash.
We'll rewind it.
I
Okay,
don't know.
final thoughts, Sam. What do you think about credit score?
I think credit score is good, and I'm not gonna have a bad. I'm gonna try my best not to have a bad credit score, because I don't want to owe $1,000 just for a PS5.
And buying stupid stuff that are small is just burning cash for no reason. Interest rate.
The only
You're burning
time-
cash.
The only time I would do that is if I'm like a billionaire, which I highly doubt that'll happen.
Okay, we can end the video.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.